Hey friends, happy Saturday, July 3rd. For those who work regular work weeks, I hope that this might be a longer weekend of rest and recreation, right? Perhaps we especially hold in prayer our life together as a country, as a people, that we might live up to the promise of our founding. Today in the life of the church is the feast day of Saint Thomas, apostle and martyr. We definitely know of doubting Thomas, I suspect. One of the things that people don't always key in on, but I think especially after we've experienced the ministry of Father Ignatius from India, Thomas is said to have founded the church in India, that after the resurrection, after the sending of the church. You know, we oftentimes think about the Mediterranean and the push westward, but missionaries and apostles also went to the east. And so Thomas is reported to have been killed in India. We can't find a time after the resurrection that there weren't Christians in India. So the claim that Thomas was one of the first Christians and established a community, again, there are ancient origins of Christianity in India. And so just be mindful of that, right? Like, it's easy for us just to think of our own narrow view of what Christianity looks like, but it definitely has taken a few different permutations in different places in our wide, wonderful world. Let me talk a bit about St. Thomas. I guess I forgot to tell you, but if you have not yet read the readings, there is a link over on the side. And, read the readings prayerfully and then turn off the screen, spend some time. Thomas, of course, is one that is familiar to many of us from the story of the resurrection after in the Gospel of John. I find this story to be really interesting just in the way that we understand it fairly differently now as compared to a few generations ago. I can talk to older members of our parish who would be curious, who would maybe want more of a full explanation for why the church teaches this or why we believe that. And they would be told, don't be such a doubting Thomas. And it would be thrown in their face. And so instead of curiosity, inquisitiveness, a desire for deeper knowledge, they would run into the brick wall of authority and, I don't want to say tradition like it's a bad thing, but an unchanging reality. And that's not life-giving for me, I can definitely tell you. I come from a family with lots of engineers and folks that use the sciences. They look at Thomas as a hero, right? Like one who is able to say, I need not just the testimony of others, but I need hard data. And Thomas is able to name what he needs. Here's what I need. I need to be able to put my fingers into his hands and my hand into his side. If I can do that, I'll believe in the resurrection. Then the glory of it is that the next Sunday night, Jesus, I don't want to say calls his bluff, Jesus answers his needs. Jesus hears what he needs and he invites him. Put your fingers here, put your hand here. Do not be disbelieving, but believe. The glorious thing about Thomas is that he transforms from disbelief into faithful follower. The words on Thomas's lips in John's Gospel are the highest words, my Lord and my God, in the Gospel. So being a doubting Thomas isn't a terrible thing, perhaps so long as we're not obstinate, right? Like, why can be one of the greatest questions because it leads us to curiosity. It leads us to go deeper. Perhaps the question to just wrestle with or to sit with today is, where am I at in my faith walk? Sometimes we are in the green valleys and we're just hanging out. Other times we might be in the desert, the place that's dry and barren that forces us to go deeper, to wonder, to be curious, to dig the well in the grace of our God. And if we find ourselves like Thomas, needing more, don't be afraid of it. But instead, let's continue to follow that path of curiosity, desiring truth, where we will encounter Jesus, who is the way and the truth and the life. All right, Happy Saturday, friends. Again, let's be praying for our country, that we might live up to the great promise and great potential of our founding, and that we might be a people of unity and peace and freedom. Let's be praying for all in our country in these days. God bless.